Hey everyone, and welcome. Today we'll be talking about the film One of Them Days. Fun fact, this is the directorial debut of Lamont. This movie came out in 2025 and stars Keke Palmer, SZA, and Joshua David Neal and was directed by Lamont. So, without further ado, let's get right into it. One of Them Days follows best friends Drew and Alyssa, who must find a way to come up with their rent by the end of the day after Alyssa's boyfriend spends it on some side hustle. One of Them Days is a buddy comedy. It has similar vibes to Insecure, Friday, or Dope. One of Them Days caught my eye because the trailer just looked like a lot of fun and it takes place in the LA area, so I wanted to see if it would live up to my expectations, which it did. I love how the leads vibe with each other and how they were able to make their scenes funny and make their relationship seem genuine. This is one of those movies that made me feel comfortable while watching because I was laughing at everything that was going on. It feels like everyone could enjoy the comedy, but it also seems like it was made for Black people, reminiscent of movies like Friday that will become something of a staple movie in the Black community. Keke Palmer is always great to see on screen, and she brings this energy that radiates hard work in and out of this film. Her goal is to get a job as a regional manager, which she has an interview for, but instead of resting for that, she's trying to get the money back. I feel like I related to her because she was the friend who made a plan, and if that plan failed, she would make another one. I loved her attitude and I loved how she had goals and she did whatever she could to try to complete these goals and truly show what it means to be hardworking. I love how in the end she gets the job, and even though she felt like it was one thing after the other that was holding her back, it eventually went her way. SZA makes her big screen debut as Alyssa, who is an artist who has an unnatural allegiance to losers, or more specifically, her boyfriend. She is the more relaxed friend who goes with the flow and tries not to get too stressed about things. She makes beautiful art that she doesn't want to put out, which is something I love to see included because making art is one thing, but opening yourself up to critique is another thing, and it's extremely difficult and scary. I love how she puts her art on display in the end with the help of Drew, and people actually love it, and she starts to see success. The supporting cast just added to the laughs. Bernice, Lucky, Ruby, and Kathy were some standouts who had me laughing at their scenes. I love how most of them had a small role, but it was a big impact because of how funny they were. Even in the credits, when we see some of the deleted scenes, we get to see some more funny scenes that were great to see, even if they weren't included in the final cut. I really enjoyed how they showed Black women succeeding and acknowledging how hard it is for Black women to get into the room, but Drew does it. It was nice to see this friendship and how they hyped each other up even when the odds were against them, which I think is important because sometimes you do need that validation from someone else. Even though they were struggling financially, they still worked hard, were independent, and did what they needed to do to survive. They really knew each other as best friends, which I saw when Drew told Alyssa an earlier time to pick her up because she knew she would be late, which is something I do with my close friends because you know them after spending so much time with them. It's nice to see that they not only meet their goal, but also set themselves up for better futures. The music throughout the film was great, and I feel like it matched the vibes of the movie nicely. There were a few songs I recognized and some I didn't, but wanted to take note of so I can revisit them. It seemed like a nice mix of hip hop and R&B, and after the film, I was like, I need to look up some of these. My favorite part of the movie was how they structured the movie with this countdown throughout the day, which stresses us out a bit, but also makes us wonder what will they do next. It's funny to see this countdown and then almost get to the end, and then Lolo comes in and the timer resets, but this time it's the amount of time until they die. I just love the structure because it ties back to the title, making sure to keep this film's events in just one day and gives you some updates so you can further grasp how bad it's going. One of Them Days is a fun comedy, and I think if you live in LA, you'll notice some familiar places and love it more. The cast was great and the music was too, and it was just such a nice movie to escape from the world and just have a good laugh. Thank you for watching my video. I would love to hear your thoughts down below in the comments. If you haven't subscribed, please do so you can keep up to date with more of my videos. But besides that, everyone stay safe, have fun, and goodbye.